I don't need a fucking mic, baby.
Full disclosure, I'm wearing a cow print vest from China.
And tell the folks about the cow print vest from China.
Well, we mentioned it before. I'm trying to look sexy.
All right, so you're trying to look sexy.
I'm trying to look sexy, so I bought a cow print vest from China.
Yeah.
And
but he's still wearing the same ugly shirt underneath it. That's the biggest problem.
Professional. So here's what I didn't realize. I just came from a comedy show where I tried out my.
I hope you were coming from a fucking comedy show, because that fucking thing is a joke.
Apparently not. The problem's actually the opposite. The audience
Apparently it's not funny.
Well, no, I thought this would be funny. I just a mic after the show. I'll try it out. I already have goodwill.
I'll try out an outfit.
I'll try it out, so I put
at
on
an
the
open
vest.
mic.
And then I'm like talking to people before the mic. No one's making reference to the vest. I'm pulling it off with like, I'm looking good now.
Oh no, I think you're
go,
saying that they're not bringing it up because you're pulling it off. Maybe they're just not bringing it up because they know should be embarrassed.
No, they know I'm building. So I go on stage, and then quickly, as I start talking, a guy in the audience goes, "You look like Woody." And it is great because my cow vest bit, I mentioned that for the simplicity of comedy, I'm like, oh, my roommate does OnlyFans. And then people in the audience are like, he lives with his girlfriend. Can I see her dressed as a cow on OnlyFans?
I've never seen her dressed as a cow.
I follow her OnlyFans. She doesn't dress like a cow.
She dresses like a pig.
Dresses like a big old pig.
Dance into BBW.
That would be fun. Can you... Are there big... That would be... Yeah, like, are the big women also dressing like cows?
I would hope not.
Or are they like, no?
I wouldn't do that to myself. Just opening myself up.
When you go to
and granted, I do that for a living, open myself up, but
hey.
I'm not trying...
When you go to a sexy male review, do the otters break clams on their bellies? Or whatever? That would be cool. It's like a Chippendales thing, and you got food. And you're like, these oysters aren't shucked. And then mid-dance, some guy with some otter with rock hard abs. I'm an otter. What are you?
Twonk.
Twonk. What does that mean? A twink who's a...
I'm a twink who's a little bit of an otter.
A little bit of a chonky.
A little bit chunky. I'm a little too chunky to really be an otter. Me and Daniel are both eating. This is a true funny dinner episode. Back to the origins of the podcast, where I would cook terrible meals for myself.
The statement in my mind of the podcast is that you consume it in like 30-minute intervals while eating dinner alone. And that you say to yourself, that is a funny dinner.
That is a funny dinner. Well, the podcast started because we would talk while I ate my terrible meals. And then I would say, don't you want any of this? And you're like, I'm pretty sure that's rotten.
You would look very proud while holding a thing that
looks disgusting. Yeah. Looks terrible.
It was like I was on candid camera.
The kitchen. I come out of a kitchen that is just smoke.
Why doesn't?
Just full of smoke. And I would come out with some Italian sausages, and I'd be like, "Do you want a bite?" And you're like, "How's it raw? How's it burnt and raw?
How's it raw and on fire?"
How'd you manage? That's impressive. You know what? You deserve a Michelin star for non-excellence.
Yeah, why don't they let prank? Why aren't they?
Why aren't the Impractical Jokers getting a Michelin star?
Well, that doesn't make any sense. But why don't there prank shows on the Food Network? Or comedy programs on the Food Network? Rachel Ray's worst meals.
Rachel Ray's biggest goofs.
Tonight, Ina Gartner cooks for Jeffrey. It's all his least favorite foods. He's playing a prank on him.
My husband's allergic to pork. And I've made this pork chop look like a chicken cutlet.
You know Gordon Ramsay, I saw online, Gordon Ramsay is going vegan. But then I looked at the news story, and the news story was like, this actually is just clickbait. He just went vegan for one meal, and he cooked like a vegan lunch. But then I was like, but you guys told me the story. So you aren't allowed to be like, no one pay attention to this Gordon Ramsay clickbait story.
Oh my god.
It's like you have to, it's like the parody can't be the second half of the movie.
Well, you haven't seen It's Always Coming or whatever it's called. What was it called?
Spunked?
The Big Short,
Oh,
but with global warming.
Oh, what is that called? Don't Look Up.
Don't look. Well, I can tell you about how I got this pizza here.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had to work today, but I did not. I showed up to work and they said, actually, you know what? You're fired. No.
Here's some 2 slices of pizza.
Actually, do you forget that you got fired the last time you were here? No, they just said, because we're not usually open on Sundays, and they were like, no, you're not scheduled on Sundays, man. We only need like 2 people. And I was like, oh, well, cool. I'm gonna go
the pit boss
fall asleep.
and the you work at a barbecue place. Sorry, I have a delicious bite of pizza in my mouth.
Do you think it's delicious?
Not really. It's
It's
fine.
not very good.
It's just pizza.
Yeah.
I feel like you got it from like a school function.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's from. Yeah, that's what it's from. I went to a school function.
If you told me that you got this because you were visiting your 3rd grade nephew.
Because I went to a basketball banquet.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh yeah, St. Teresa's weekly bingo night. Yeah. 2 for 1 slices at the last call.
It was a pizza place, and apparently they've ordered it before.
Who, your parents?
But my mom has only ordered it by the slice.
Oh.
And my dad has had like the leftovers of her slice, which tells you how much my mother eats. She's like, I'll put the rest of my slice away. My dad is having it as a midnight snack. But
I'll have a slice for here, but could I get a to-go box?
But I was like, hey, I'll go pick it up. Like, you guys are like paying, like, I'll go pick it up. I don't mind. And my mom was like, she was like, well, you know, your father likes to feel like he's in charge. I'm like, all right, Mom, don't be, come on.
Picking up pizza.
Being in charge. And then I just asked my dad privately.
He's pulling up to a Domino's.
I pulled my dad
smiling.
I pulled my father to the side. I was like, are you okay?
Is your dad Ralph Wiggum?
I asked my dad when he was like alone, I was like, are you sure you want me to go pick it up, man? And he was like, no, you know what? I want to see what it looks like in there.
And this isn't a chain pizza
counter.
place?
It's a counter place. It's not a chain place. It's called Pizzaville.
Don't dox them. We already said it's bad, and I have to bleep the name.
I didn't say it was bad. This pizza's fine.
We both said it was okay.
Yeah, we both said it's okay. You're
Yeah,
right.
but this is pizza. You want to be able to like, it's the best.
Is it the base?
This is the best pizza I've had this side of the New York River.
But so anyways, so
It's a shame there isn't a river that goes through New York City.
she put both these slices of pizza on this paper plate that I'm holding up and showing to Dan while he wears his little fucking cowboy vest. And
I like to think that someone's listening to that clip isolated right now. And they're just like, what?
huh?
I just clicked on this because it said pizza dash come town. Someone uploaded it.
But so she put this, and then you saw what she packaged it in. It was in
You did
2
that.
different produce bags.
Yeah, it was just in 2 bags.
No, it was in 2 produce bags, like from like where you put like onions and shit.
Yeah, you're buying a head of broccoli.
Yeah, you put that in there. So she put 2 of those around it, and then when I was leaving, because she made me take
Your mom
this.
was buying pizza by
She
the
made
ounce.
she made me take this because I kept saying no, I don't want it. It's not very good.
pizza. It's called Pizzaville, not Flavor Town.
And so I'm grabbing like a couple bags of things, and then she takes it, and she's got it sideways, and she's trying to shove it into my backpack.
Well, that's why she bagged it.
Opens up my backpack behind me and is trying to shove this shit into my... I was like, Mom, it's got grease all over. I'm like, your mom and my mom and your dad should get together with their love of grease.
I love grease in inopportune places.
Shove this big bag of grease in my son's
your
backpack.
Laptop, puts 2 slices in your laptop.
Just closes it. It's to keep it warm.
This way you won't forget when you get there. That does sound like a crazy, like, fat guy move. It's like, it's Cheeto dust for your keyboard. So you can type and occasionally take a lick off your fingers. I got a Pixie Stick iMac.
Oh, sorry, we both took a bite.
Pizzaville.
We shouldn't both be taking a bite at once.
Let's send this clip to Pizzaville. I'll just be like, what? What the fuck's a podcast? We don't even know how to make pizza yet.
Also, listening to them order was amazing. Because
You said your dad ordered because he likes to be in charge?
no, he picks it up.
Oh, okay.
He puts the menial task on the mother because he's in charge.
Picking up is not the in charge position of that. Your
Well,
mom
he's-
definitely pulled a Machiavelli and like, oh no, the real power is the errand boy. And meanwhile, your mom's wearing a crown.
She's got a tiara on. My dad's wearing a chastity belt. No. To really be in charge is to have control of your urges.
Your dad and you are out on the lawn. Your mom's going, pepperoni. And you're going, oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Pepperoni.
But so they call up this fucking place, and they're like,
That is funny. So your dad thinks driving, paying, and holding is the authority versus
that's the authority position.
literally ordering.
Making the decision.
Like the word ordering. It's like,
Well, he decided what they were ordering.
yeah.
He made her
okay.
do it.
Well, you didn't mention there was a top of the pyramid. You didn't. You made it sound like it was a 2 position.
He made her order.
Yeah. Well,
what
that's
he wanted.
That is supreme. Hey, that's supreme.
And this is supreme.
Every
it's a
I'm not
funny
saying
joke.
every pizza.
It's a funny joke.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, it's late, y'all. We're being we're a little slap happy.
Hey, how about this one? The Supreme Court. There's no sour cream or fucking.
Sour cream.
Has anyone ever made that? I was doing taco. Because I think usually when people do a joke, they do Taco Bell as opposed to pizza.
Oh. All right.
Supreme Court. What is Odd Future on the bar? Supreme Court.
Supreme Court. What is this? A skateboarding festival?
What is this? We got a hip hop blog. No wonder they hate gay rights.
Oh, goodness me.
No, they're cool now.
But
That just sounds more racist. Now they're cool now.
now they're cool.
I don't know which group I'm talking. I got the hiccups because my body's
Yeah,
like,
you're getting a little hiccup.
don't breathe that pizza.
Don't breathe.
Now I'm in.
Apparently, my mother has cataracts.
Hey.
I was like, congratulations on your new car. And she said, no, I can't drive anymore.
She's like,
And I went, well, then why'd you buy a new cataract?
She's like,
Why'd you buy
You ain't loving your little one-man riff over there. We got a regular fucking Shelley Berman in the mix.
I'm sorry, I can't.
If you can do that as a one-way phone call and write it up in the next week and a half, we could sell that to Bob Newhart on his deathbed.
I also told my parents that we were going to have Joe Gatto on the podcast, and they're very excited.
Did you have to explain to them what Impractical Jokers was?
I did not.
Spit pizza toppings everywhere.
My mother said it was that show was disgusting. And I said, "Well, it's stupid, but it's not disgusting. It's not. It's not disgusting." And she was like, "The things they say to people." I was like, "They say them to each other. What do you mean?"
In her defense, one of the only episodes I've ever seen, they peed on a guy who lost.
They pissed in his mouth and made him swallow it.
No, they did. That sounds like a lie, but they did.
Called him a little whore.
No, they peed on a guy because he got stung by a jelly. That was the bit.
Oh, okay.
That was the punishment, was you have to get quote unquote stung by a jellyfish.
But they weren't really stung.
Is that like a thing, like maybe in the fetish community? Like in a world where peeing is illegal?
They're just bringing jellyfish and throwing them.
Well, let's say it's illegal to copycat. Eric just said.
Well, I was belching. I belched. I didn't hiccup.
No, they've got like it's illegal to pee on somebody.
It is
sexually, and then people are like, "Well, he got stung by a jellyfish."
So
you're like, "At this bar?" And then you gotta be like, "Yeah,
yeah." It came out of the toilet. Australia's crazy.
Yeah. And then you have all these like fetish, fucking piss fetish guys. And girl, whoever.
Yeah, whoever.
They got a big jellyfish on them. On them at all times.
They keep it. It's like phone, keys, wallet, jellyfish.
Jellyfish. I don't want to go to jail for my love of golden showers.
You gotta get your hiccups under control here, buddy.
It's like the second episode we've ever done that. This has happened.
I'm just saying right now. I'm not saying that in general. I'm not saying like, listen, man, every episode you got the fucking hiccups. You got to get it under control. I'm saying just now in this instance.
I saw Ripley's Believe It or Not ones where a guy had hiccups all the time.
Yeah, I bet he killed himself.
He didn't. But what you just did is a Family Guy joke, I think.
I'd love to do a Family Guy joke. Should we do some more?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the monkey in the closet? Wasn't that funny?
That Stewie thinks there's a monkey in his closet?
There's a monkey in his closet. What about when he fights the chicken? That's funny, right?
That was
you're
legitimately
right.
funny to remember.
That's funny. I can't believe that actually made you laugh.
Well, I just haven't thought of Family Guy in so long. And there was a moment where I was like, oh yeah! And then it comes back like later.
I wish this was a video podcast so you could see Dan just visibly remember that joke in his brain and kind of giggle.
That shit was hilarious. That's
God.
so funny.
Oh,
Thank God you said that instead of like skinning his knee or one of the other classic Family Guy jokes. When he tells Meg that she's not fat and that he'll be right back, and then he puts the thing you use to lock cars on Meg. The club or whatever.
I still remember because when we used to go to
When we used to go to Pawtucket.
When me and my mother used to go to Pawtucket. No, but me and my the whole fam.
The whole fam.
We used to go down to Ohio, where my mother's from, and hang out with some of her like childhood friends, aunts, in quotation marks.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize at the time that she was just fucking getting real fucking high with all those people the entire time.
When in Ohio, man.
And she came in one time, and we were watching Family Guy, me and the little cousins or nephews or whatever the fuck. And it was she came in, and it was an early Family Guy
Your
episode.
mom just sits down and goes, "Which one's Chris?" But then a bunch of smoke billowed out of her mouth.
She did your little smoke belch trip.
Smoke burp thing. Now are you worried people will be able to know what neighborhood of Louisville your mom lives in?
I'll just give them my address.
No, don't do that. A lot of angry Islanders listen to this show.
3048 Ledgebrook Court.
All right.
That's not the real address.
And some guy just got death threats.
It's an old address. You can go there if you want, but that's not where I live anymore.
See where the mail gets forwarded to.
I mean, they haven't lived there in a while, so I don't think it's being forwarded there anymore.
No, forwarded. Forwarded.
I don't think you can, like, mail someone something and be like, and then show up and be like, hey, where did this get forwarded to from here? Just, I know I sent it to the wrong place, but where's it going next? Do you know? No.
I like to take, I'm just burping into the mic.
Yeah, I was going to say, you leaned in. You weren't even close to the mic, and you got closer and closer.
Yeah, I feel like, man, I just can't, I shouldn't have taken a sip of that tiny Pepsi.
Do you still have tiny Pepsis?
Yeah, every once in a while I buy some tiny Pepsi. I like them, man, because you're like, woo.
Pepsi!
I feel like I'm Britney Spears in the Coliseum. Yeah, or just put down a slice for some reason.
I'm disgusted.
You don't like Britney Spears?
No, I love Britney Spears.
Well, she did that Pepsi.
I don't like you disparaging her.
No, she did that Pepsi ad.
It felt like you were disparaging her.
No, I say free Britney.
She is free.
My cousin, one time when I was a kid, we got in an argument
You think I could marry Britney Spears?
I think she has a fella, but probably. If she lives long enough to cycle through, like, the 12 guys she has on deck, probably.
You're gonna have to wait a while.
Yeah, I'm sure
you're somewhere in line.
If you both live long enough, and that is your goal, probably. I'm not disparaging Britney. It sounds like I'm disparaging her now.
No, you're not. You're encouraging me.
No, she seems like one of those people who's like, you're in line behind her at Subway, and she's like, do you guys have that one bread where it's like, there's cheese, and you're like, the Italian urban cheese, and then she locks eyes with you, and then you're like, okay, I guess we're married now. So it's like, as long as you get the timing down right, to be like, here's the pen you dropped at the bank.
I know it's not even your pen. It's emblazoned with the insignia of this bank.
You have the eyes of someone who wants to love.
Clearly, you picked this up at the stand where you pick up fucking deposit slips.
Picked it up at the stand where you pick up your check from working the stand. Comedy club.
Shut up.
And now the bit makes no sense.
And now the bit is very regional and nonsensical.
But I'm laughing.
But hey, I'm laughing.
My cousin, when I was a kid, Britney Spears' younger sister was probably like 16 or so.
Jamie Lynn Spears?
Jamie Lynn Spears. She was pregnant, and my cousin, who was like 4 years younger
Explain to
than
the
me,
folks at home who Jamie Lynn Spears.
She's on a Nickelodeon TV show, I want to say. Britney Spears' younger sister. But I remember my cousin going, yeah, and now they have Britney Spears Jr. And I went, you mean her sister? And he went, no, it's her daughter. And Britney Spears was like 18, and Jamie Spears was like 14, and my cousin was like 11, and I was like 14. And I'm like, that's not a thing. And he goes, yeah. And I go, also, I don't think her name's Britney Spears Jr. And he went, yeah. And then later, I like somehow proved to him, I was like, no, see, it's her sister. And then he went, yeah, whatever, but it's Britney Spears Jr. And I went, so you think their family had a girl named Britney Spears? And then 4 years later,
Oh my god.
we're like, you know what? Junior. So my cousin, if you're listening, fuck you.
You want to hear more about my pizza and my mom?
Yeah. What are we about to find out? Is there gonna be a twist to this pizza? Is your dad the crust? This is Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, I'm about to start singing.
We're up late. This is Sleepy Todd. Sleepy Todd.
But
The Demon Barber of
Demon Barber of Sleepy Street.
Sleep Street.
Demon Barber of Benadryl Boulevard. That was pretty good.
I'm wearing a fucking cow vest. You're snoring like a pig. We're both eating tin cans.
But they called up the pizza place to place their order. And they were like, hey.
Your mom on the phone, your dad from a tall director's chair with a big,
got a
big
bullhorn.
He's got a big cone with a handle on it.
Ask them if it's extra for spinach.
Go.
And hurry up. No, she's calling him up and she's like, listen, I saw the Supreme. I was wondering, we don't want the sausage. I was wondering if it was cheaper to make our own pizza and make it without sausage, or if it was cheaper to do a Supreme pizza without sausage. And I can just, and then my mom didn't say anything for like 30 seconds, and I was like, this woman's having a stroke on the other end. It's like, that's the most annoying question you could have ever asked this
Your
person.
mom's just like, oh, we can't have any pizza anymore.
Wait, we're banned.
Well, what if I don't want either of those at once? Not even cheese.
Well, what if I'd like just crust?
We have other phone numbers in the house. Oh, you use geolocation.
Oh, I've already dropped a pin on accident?
Oh, you have a network with other places, including chains.
Including PF Chang's. I can't even get PF Chang's anymore.
Now, does this include calzones?
Can I get a Cheesecake Factory? No, the whole business. I'd just like to buy one.
How do you are banned from McDonald's. You are never allowed to get a burger ever again. Could I get a side of fries?
You got us.
No. Can I get?
She also asked, how many does a large feed? And it was on speakerphone, and I could hear her going. I heard her just go like, "Well, I don't know how hungry you are."
I do always love that.
It's like, well, I don't know. It feeds one guy if he's really fucking hungry, but otherwise, I don't know. Like,
Sometimes they say that. That's just that fucking Brian Regan. That fucking Brian.
that
Regan
fucking
bit.
Brian
But
Regan
that Brian Regan
motherfucker.
bit about like Fig Newton serving sizes being 2. It's like, yeah, you order a pizza and it's like medium serves 4. And meanwhile, it's a visual gag where you're reading that while holding one slice from an opened fresh pizza, and then it zooms in on the 4, and then it zooms out, and you're now holding the crust from a finished pizza. What's the most pizza you've ever eaten, you think?
A whole pizza.
Medium, large, XL?
I've eaten a whole large Domino's pizza before, yeah.
Isn't it always funny?
I've also eaten a whole large family-sized Stouffer's lasagna.
That is less surprising to me. And you know what? The pizza thing isn't even surprising to me.
You're fat.
No, because the problem with pizza is like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I'd eat a pizza and a half. And then you grow up and you could eat a pizza and a half, and you're like, this shit's expensive. Like, I don't have $30 for a binge meal.
I don't have a YouTube feeding channel.
How the fuck did my grade school math club afford this type of gluttony I was doing?
But it reminded me of my favorite porn title of all time, which was a woman saying, not saying, but a woman. She doesn't say the title
The
of the
video
movie.
starts with her saying it. She's got like one of those clackers.
Yeah. Set. But no, the title of the video was "I Blow Divorced Man."
That's depressing.
Right? It's like just say man.
Your identity is divorced man. Your identity is that you are no longer something.
I blow divorced
And you're not the
man.
divorced man.
Yeah,
You're
no.
not a divorced man, which means you're uniquely depressing.
Yeah.
And you're not the divorced man, which is some sort of
Yeah.
panache.
Yeah, like you're the divorced man.
You're the divorced. Are you the divorced man?
Everybody knows this guy. He's the divorced man.
You're at a Denny's.
Hey.
Are you the divorced man?
He's dancing
got
around.
blown.
He's dancing around.
You've got blown.
You've got blown. That's funny.
At divorcedad.gmail.com. How was the video though? You like the title? Was the video good? They say don't judge a porn by its title.
It was her blowing him in a car, and it was very dark. Not in its content and its lighting.
No, I know. It's just... Is Pornhub ever like in the amateur section? Like, all right, we got a new upload. Woman blows a guy in a car, and then they look at it. They're like, I think someone actually uploaded their cell phone being dropped into the back seat, and the camera turned on, and their hand is like trying to fish it out from under.
No, it's always funny to look at not YouTube comments, but on Pornhub comments, because you'll be watching like straight porn.
Just straight porn.
You'll be watching heterosexual pornography.
Do you think homosexual men are ever giving a tour of their house and they're like, I got this huge big screen TV, all we watch on it, straight porn. And then all their friends are like, whoa, buddy.
Whoa. How dare you betray the community?
He's like,
that.
no, I just mean, you know.
I just mean 100% porn.
I just mean gay porn 24 hours. Yeah, it is funny because you got all these young people now who are like, yeah, we're into threesomes and stuff. It's like, wow, you young kids are so lazy.
You need all these people to help you come.
You can't even have sex without like fucking
5 people helping you.
You're like, oh, I don't want to work a full-time job, and also
Also, I need 4 people so I can come.
like, goddamn, we're being so lazy.
So fucking greedy and lazy.
Yeah.
What happened to when you could just come on your own?
Yeah. In the fucking old wagon days.
The old wagon days.
The wagon off days.
The fucking wagon off days. You're sitting there and just the rhythm of the wagon was enough to fucking get your prostate going.
You can tell because there's like mountain ranges where they'll be like the boobs. And there's just like 2 mountain. They don't. It's like it'll be like a Native American word for like boobs or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's funny. 'Cause it's like, oh yeah, some guy was just beating off to nature.
It looked enough like boobs
That's how
for me.
boring it was.
It looked enough like boobs
It's
to
you
me.
and your immediate family plus grandparents. Covered wagon for 8 years across the fucking plains.
Ah!
Like, I just want to see mountains.
I was doing a wild jack-off motion while I was making that noise, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that was for the audio. I thought it was just for me.
Oh, well, it could have been.
Listener.
It could have been.
Listener exclusive.
Now I don't even remember what the fuck I was going to talk about.
Well, I'll tell you,
I
bye.
had something going on.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I fucking had something I was going to say, but it's fucking
We'll
long
figure
gone
it out.
now.
What do you think about this idea? So you know how pirates would use eye patches?
Yeah.
Why do you think they used them?
It was because when they were going... What the fuck is going on?
I was doing Jeopardy.
What just happened?
I was doing the Jeopardy. Do.
It was so when they went from when
Did
they were
ever
on.
like try to have the host?
Do you want me to fucking answer the question or not?
Did they have the host try to fuck with like? They're like, hey, the Jeopardy is we're kind of running out of money for winners, so if possible, like Alex, fuck them up. Mislead them and keep like do false starts so they don't know when to hit the buzzer. Stall. Obviously someone's gonna win, but we can make the money less.
We've only got 20 grand left, okay?
Pronounce shit wrong,
Just
and then
say-
we'll have to go to the judges, and that'll kill some time.
Man, just make up questions. Listen, shh, Alex, come on. Just don't even ask any questions. What if you just stay quiet the whole time? What if you just stand there and stare?
Yes. Says before everything. No, but what to pirates? Why do you think they had eye patches?
So when they were going from up on the deck down to below, they could switch it over so that the light didn't fuck them up.
So we live in this society where sometimes people are far away, sometimes they're close. Why not ear patches? Why not have one ear
Constantly
muffled?
plugged up.
And then you're like, you got a buddy on the other side of town. You're like, hold on. You pull up like a big earmuff. And then all of a sudden you hear everything.
I do tell people at work all the time. I'm like, hey man, it's loud in here. You need to speak the fuck up. Like, I can't hear you. They're like, I'm like, what's the name? And they're like, I'm like, what is the name? Tell me what the name is. They're like, I'm like, what's your fucking name?
Are you a host?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you a sexy host?
I am.
It's you and a bunch of 17-year-old girls.
No, I'm the only host.
Whoa.
I'm not going to be hosting for much longer, though.
What does that mean? It's your turn to go to the party?
Yeah, I'm just going to eat there from now on. No, I'm going to start serving pretty
They
soon.
promoted me from host to attendant. I guess the host is the biggest part of the the highest honor. Well, I guess no, the person of honor.
I feel honored every day I show up for work.
Do you think that'd be a fun twist? Is like, never mind. I forgot what this word actually meant.
Okay.
You say it's the old days, and you're like, Susie, and it's like some servant girl, and you go, you will forever be a maid of honor. She's like, oh, Lord Richard, and she starts crying or whatever. But I forgot that maid of honor just means some bitch at a wedding.
Whoa! Whoa!
So you think?
Why do you have a copy of Atonement?
What is Atonement? A book? Ian McGregor, Ian McEwan.
Ian McGregor's Atonement.
Is that the book of the movie?
Yeah.
Do you want that book?
I don't want it.
That's probably your book.
Wondering why you have it.
That's probably your book that I ended. I know nothing of.
I mean, I hate Ian McEwan, so I don't think it's my book either. That's kind of why I was like...
It's next to literally a hollowed out book. Ian McEwan, Atonement.
No, I was looking at it and I was like, did he steal that from me? And then I was like, I fucking hate Ian McEwan. I would never buy one of his fucking books.
Well, this is a beautiful and majestic fictional panorama. Which is like...
What else did the New York Times say about it?
It's like John Updike. Are you trying to...
It's like John Updike on steroids over here. This guy's great.
I feel like John Updike wrote a beautiful and majestic fictional panorama so that we would read it and then be like, I want to read a John Updike book. That doesn't write a fucking sentence.
That reminds me, I haven't read Rabbit Run.
That sentence is moving. You get brief.
Uh,
Now, Atonement. What's Atonement about?
I have no idea. I just know I hate Ian McEwan.
But is this
I think they made a movie out of it, but I don't
Is this the
fucking
first one in
remember.
our book club?
It was what?
Was
Brilliant. Brilliant.
They had been motionless for perhaps as long as half a minute.
Half a minute?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Perhaps. You're right.
Almost 30 seconds. How would you have written that sentence?
A billion different ways. So many different ways.
I would have written it like this. It would be in quotes because someone would be saying a thing and it would say, "It's been almost 30 seconds and no one's moved." And then it would say, it would be attributed to a peeping Tom.
Voyeur.
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 The narrator. Does the book ever end where it's just like you think it's just an omnipotent narrator?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the book, it's just like, and then they saw me through the windows masturbating. I gotta go.
And then my jizz splashed against their window.
I'm writing this from prison. This is a book about like a marriage and like a family, a multi-generational family. Yeah, at the end it turns out it's all some creep who built like a weird tree house.
Yeah, the corrections. It's called the corrections because he's in a correctional facility. He's just been staring at this family for 30 years.
Well, now I find the title "Through God's Eyes" pretty pretentious.
I mean, atonement. Yeah, he's atoning. He's in fucking jail. I'm just going to keep making that joke. The corrections and atonement both really worked out well for that joke.
So this is a national bestseller.
Ian McEwan is a fucking hack piece of shit, and I would fucking slit his throat in his sleep if I could.
This is a quote. This is a line from a national bestseller. "Turn round, gorgeous. I'd forgotten about that mole." And this is a book where someone was like, "Yeah, this should be a movie."
Make it a movie. Let's make sure it sells 100,000.
Oh my God,
copies.
Keira Knightley's playing. How are they gonna do the mole? Are they gonna CGI the mole, or will it be practical effects?
Practical effects.
Practical effects.
Let's get back to impractical jokers while we wrap this up.
Impractical effects.
Pretty soon
That's
we're gonna
a career move no one has predicted for them. Is go into the George Lucas style effects business.
This is true.
Impractical effects.
They should be doing stunt work.
Yeah. I had the opposite situation. I saw I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was getting some tacos, and then I just see like a mom and a little girl, just like some normal white lady and her kid being like, "Hey," and they like wanted to talk to a manager type thing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then the mom was just going, "You guys were very rude to my daughter."
To a child.
Yeah, and it was like, and they clearly like left and then come back. Like it was clear they had left, and then once in the car, the child had said something where they were like, they made a face at me.
It made me feel so bad.
Yeah, they were speaking Spanish and I don't speak it. I didn't know what to like.
It's so offensive.
It was like really weird. I was like, what the fuck? And the lady was just like, "Ma'am, no one said anything." And then she's like, "You upset my daughter." And the daughter's like clearly like 4 or 5, like was not capable of like being upset by like anything. Like if she was upset, it's because like someone went boo. She fucking like
She got scared.
It's just so funny. Like, one of you was mean to my daughter.
Oh my God.
Let's go on Yelp and just be like, someone was rude to my baby at this restaurant.
Someone made a face at my baby, and it's just someone doing like the hands in the ear thing and like doing that. Booga 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 booga.
Someone thought it would be funny to someone thought my baby was so ugly they covered their face. And then uncovered their face. And then
Over and
covered
over.
their face.
All right, that's a good place. That's a good spot.